I can smell it. Can you smell it? That's right. Topic 1.3 brings us to macromolecules. Macro what? You heard me right. Macromolecules. And to break down this abomination of a word, we need to break it down. Macro means large, and a molecule means a group of atoms bonded together. So macromolecules are large, complex molecules built by joining many smaller molecules together. These large molecules fall into 4 distinct categories that you are definitely going to need to know, so pay attention. These are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. And to quickly review, carbohydrates provide energy, lipids store energy and make up cell membranes, proteins perform structural and enzymatic functions, they're basically the workhorse of the cell, and nucleic acids store and transmit genetic information. And here's the thing, macromolecules aren't just a single molecule themselves, they're usually made of smaller units called monomers. When these monomers link together, they form a polymer, poly meaning many. But keep in mind, although lipids are macromolecules, they don't form chains of the same monomer. And that is the difference between a macromolecule and a polymer. A macromolecule is any big molecule, but a polymer is strictly repeating monomers. Just think of monomers as beads that connect together to create a huge polymer necklace. Now that we know the basics, let's go over the differences between the big 4 macromolecules. In plants, glucose is a monomer which makes up starch or cellulose, which is a carbohydrate. Amino acids link together to form proteins, and nucleotides connect to form DNA and RNA. Now let's look at how these macromolecules are built and broken apart. To build a polymer, cells use a process called dehydration synthesis. Say it one more time with me. Dehydration synthesis. This is definitely a term that you're going to want to cram in your mind because it is complicated and easy to forget. In dehydration synthesis, 2 monomers bond together by removing a water molecule. And you can start to get the link, dehydration, remove water molecule. For example, when 2 glucose molecules join together, they form maltose, where 1 molecule of water is released as a result of dehydration synthesis. And now let's talk about how to break these macromolecules apart. To do this, we need hydrolysis, where hydro means water and lysis means to break apart. In hydrolysis, water is added to a bond, breaking it apart into smaller pieces. And one thing that my bio teacher taught me to remember is that Lysol wipes break bacteria apart, which is exactly why their name is Lysol. Now, can you think of any examples where you would need hydrolysis in the real world? That's it. It's your stomach. Your stomach is constantly breaking down molecules with enzymes, which we'll go over in another unit, but that's hydrolysis right there. Well, what is really different about the big 4 macromolecules? The difference lies in the bonds. I'm going to throw some terms at you and you got to memorize them. And go. Carbohydrates use glycosidic bonds between sugar monomers. Proteins use peptide bonds between amino acids. Nucleic acids use phosphodiester bonds between nucleotides. And lipids are a little different because they're not true polymers, as I mentioned before, but they're made by combining smaller components through ester bonds. And that brings an end to today's video. I appreciate all of you guys watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as it tells me you want more of these videos. I'll see you in the next one.